Come on, 10 points. But I sit behind my desk, I open my grade book up, and I call the first student's name. Oh, sorry, Coach, I forgot to do it, but it's only 10 points, right? And I go, yeah. I look at my grade book, I call it, oh, sorry, Coach, I had a ball game last night, but it's only 10 points, right? Yeah. I look at the next, oh, sorry, Coach, I had to work. The first 6 people I called on blew it off. Now, I had this plan for the whole hour, and I was upset. So I stand up in front of class, and I said, let me tell you people something. I know what you did. You all blew it off because it wasn't worth anything. Let's just make it worth a little bit more. Next person doesn't have this assignment done, and I mean perfect. Not only do you lose your 10 points, give me 10 push-ups right here in front of everybody. We'll start with 10, work our way up. Is that understood? And they look at me like, I turn around, I'm thinking, by gosh, they're just not going to take my class light and blow things over here. I look at my grade book, and who's the next name? Uh-oh. Tina. Tina gets up in her walker, stands in front of class, and starts to recite the poem. She tries. She gets to the end of the first verse and makes a mistake. And she pulls her walker to the side, falls on the floor, and starts doing push-ups. Now, don't I feel like a horse's rear end? My students are looking at me like, you dirty ass. I'm going, stupid, stupid. But before I could say a word, she climbs back in her walker, starts over, and does all 3 stanzas perfect. And she can't read. She was the only student who did all 3. She gets done. A girl in the front row goes, Tina, why'd you do that? It's only worth 10 points. And Tina looked at that girl, and it took her a little bit to say this, but she goes, because I want to be like you, normal. And this girl looked at Tina and goes, Tina, we're not normal. We're teenagers. We get in trouble all the time. And Tina looked at her and goes, I know. See, Tina taught us this. It was worth a lot more than 10 points for her to feel normal. She'd have done 100 push-ups. She didn't care about that. She wanted to feel like everybody else. I used to go through the class and I'd ask students, what would you like to be in 10 years? I don't know. What would you like to do in 10 years? I don't know. If you could do anything, what would you like to do in 10 years? I don't know. I'd see her face. She's ready. She's sitting there like, just ask me, Coach. I know. What would you like to do in 10 years? I don't know. Tina, what would you like to do in 10 years? And she goes, walk. Kids walk to class every hour. She's never walked once. I was so taken back by Tina's story, I wrote it down, I sent it in to Chicken Soup for the Soul. 1 week, I get a phone call. Coach, got your story? Love it. Going to use it. Don't know when, but we're going to use it. I said, when you know, let me know. Middle of the summer, they called me up. They said, Coach, we're putting Tina's story, Chicken Soup for the Unsinkable Soul. Tina's 10 points. Right next to it, we're putting the poem, Don't Quit. I said, that's cool. I'm calling Tina. I get on the phone. I call Tina's mother. She goes, Coach, I'm so glad you called. I said, what's the matter? It's Tina. She's given up. I said, what? Oh, she went to vocational rehab the other day, and they examined her, and they said because her handicaps are so severe, when she graduates this year, nobody will ever hire her. She just sits in her wheelchair. She doesn't do her stretching exercises anymore, and she watches TV. I said, tell her about the book. She goes, yeah, this will help. The first day of school, I'm standing in the hallway, and here comes Tina down the hallway in her wheelchair instead of her walker. And when she rolls by, she won't even look up. But I lean over and I go, what's with the wheelchair? She goes, I know. The third week of school is our first home football game on Friday night. It's also the day the book comes out. At the start of 8th hour, all the students, 1,000 students, go into the gym. Before the cheerleaders come out, we roll Tina to the center circle on the basketball court, give her a bouquet of flowers, a kiss on the cheek, and the first copy of that book. We said, Tina, you know how you've always felt different? You're not different. You're special. People will read about you in every city in the world. 1,000 students stood up and gave her a standing ovation. I was from here to there. Tears were running down her cheek. She told me later it was the best day of her whole life. Until 2 more weeks later, at halftime of our homecoming football game, she became homecoming queen. You see that smile? It's worth it. It's worth it. You know who put that smile there? Grandpa. Grandpa, every day. People count, people matter. You count, you matter. Don't ever forget that. I know what it's like being a teacher. Some days you feel like you go a mile with them. Some days you wonder if you made an inch. But that's not what is important. What's important is you're there. You're there. And with you being there, they're okay. They're okay. dummy, you blew it. James Earl gets married and has 2 little boys. Year apart. I used to stand on the steps of that elementary school every morning. Here come those 2 little boys walking up those steps holding hands. As soon as those little boys see you, they do this. Hi, Coach, just like their daddy. Hi, boys, how you doing? Good. How's your daddy doing? Daddy's doing good. Okay, have a good day. They'd hold hands, go skipping down that hall. Happiest little boys you ever saw. Poor as dirt. Happiest little boys you ever saw. James Earl raised those boys all the way through high school. Never left them. Still married to the same woman today. Never left her. Still works for the city today. Loves it. Now he does all the big heavy equipment. A couple years ago I was in my hometown and I parked on Main Street and there's a manhole cover and out pops a head. Beep, James Earl. Tommy! Same old guy. Crawls out of this thing, weighs about 290 pounds now. We start talking. How you doing, man? Good, good. How's the boys? Boys are good. How's your wife? She's doing good. Happy as he could be. Never complained. We talk for a while. He gets in his old beat-up car and drives off. Happy as he can be. I walk down the street. I see another one of my classmates. I said, hey, just ran into James Earl. He goes, yeah, big dummy. He blew it. Really? Really? How do you define success? College? I got news for you. I'm around a lot of people with college degrees. They don't all look happy to me. Money? I know a lot of people with more money than me. They don't all look happy to me. If you talk to James Earl's 2 little boys, they don't think their daddy blew it. If you talk to James Earl's wife, she doesn't think her husband's a dummy. It may not be the kind of life we want him to have, but who are we? Children come in all shapes and sizes, all levels of abilities. They're not all going to college. I got news for you. Only 20% will graduate from a 4-year school. Let's quit shoving college down their throat, making them feel like they're let downs if they don't go. It doesn't make them bad people. They still have worth. They still have value. Whether they're A students or F students. In our eyes, it shouldn't matter. They're our students, and we're their teachers. One last time. People count. People matter. You count. You matter. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed talking to you this morning.